I've had my blog for 7 years now, but is it worth having a blog for our hobby? Time for another Wonders Off discussion. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, time for another Wonders Off discussion, and in this one I want to talk about blogging. Is it worth it? The advantages and the disadvantages. Before that though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so let's have a chat about blogging. Now, I've been running my blog for 7 years and I've been consistently posting on there. In actual fact, I posted over 1,000 posts in that period, averaging between 150 to 200 posts every year. During this period, I've managed to get 900,000 views, and my best blog post has got around 15,000 views. My blog currently has around 1,000 followers, either through Google+, through emailing, or through the blogger blog roll. And over the years, I have really enjoyed the blog. Having said that, I'm starting to find the blog a bit of a chore, and that's why in this video I want to talk about the advantages and disadvantages of running a blog. So, first of all, let's have a look at the advantages. Okay, so one advantage of having 1,000 blog posts, if I have a massive catalogue of my work, of my progress in this hobby. So I can easily access certain blog posts, maybe an army list or a tutorial, a magnetising tutorial or a painting tutorial. And that's great because it means I can direct people quite easily to a particular post. And of course I've got a catalogue of all of my work, which means if I'm painting something particular, I can have a look at my blog and just see how I painted it. I'm trying to duplicate it. So from a personal point of view, I do find the blog really useful. Now, not only that, the blog is great for sending traffic my way. Now, although the blog posts themselves have a chance of coming up in Google search, what's more relevant is the pictures on the blog tending to come up in the Google images. And this could be quite a powerful tool. So if someone types in, say, Necron terrain, they might scroll down the page, see some of my terrain, click on it, end up on my blog. And then right at the top I've got the link to my YouTube channel, have the link to my Patreon page, and of course I have the link to the Wargames website, www.wargamesuk.co.uk. If you haven't checked it out already, please do so. So the blog is great for sending traffic in my direction, and of course maintaining that identity, the logos, etc. throughout the platforms is really good. So whenever someone's searching for IDICBeer or IDICBeer 40k, I've got my YouTube channel, the Twitter, the Instagram, and of course the blog, hopefully all coming up in the search engine and giving me a bit more power in that search. And of course I can monetize the blog, so I've got a few adverts on there as well. We're going to talk a bit more about that in the negatives, and that in actual fact is what we're going to go straight to now. So, the disadvantages of running a blog. Okay, so let's go straight in and talk about advertising on the blog. Literally, I hardly get a penny. I mean, we are literally talking about pennies. In actual fact, by the time I paid for the Google Drive to put the storage of all the images that are on the blog, in actual fact it cost me money to run the blog. But we are literally talking about like pennies, the peanuts. Now of course on the YouTube channel I do get a regular steady income from that, which of course is nice to have. Not that I am here to get money, but of course it is always nice, especially when we can inject that back into the hobby or into giveaways, etc. So if you're looking to make money on the blog, I think that could be quite a difficult thing to do. Of course, all I've done is place the adverts on there. I have tried affiliated adverts as well, and that again didn't do anything. Now I'm sure you can make money on the blog if you were that way inclined, but I'm not really, so the blog isn't there to make money. I have a couple of adverts there just in case someone clicks on them. Now the biggest thing for me, which is a drawback with the blog, is it's incredibly difficult to get commenters on there, to get feedback from the blog. You're almost in the dark. Now I know I've got followers, I know that people do read my blog, but hardly anyone makes a comment. I get 1 or 2 comments here and there, and it's usually from the same person. Now I know a lot of people don't go on to Blogger to actually make comments. Indeed, you have to sign into a certain account to be able to comment. So I sort of can understand it, but then it makes it very difficult to get enthusiastic about doing a post when you almost feel like no one is reading it. And as you know, I love the interaction with the community, and not having that on the blog It's quite hard to stomach. It does make you wonder, like, who is reading my blog? Is it worth the effort? And let's face it, to maintain a post every 3 days for a whole year does take quite a bit of effort. So that's the basic advantages and disadvantages of blogging. Now, I've been blogging a long time and I've come up with my own system, my own tips and tricks that I use to make life a lot easier. But I've managed to get my blogging down to around an hour a week, which I think is quite acceptable effort to put in for what I get back. Now, it's fair to say that I generally just post stuff which I've already posted on YouTube. The blog runs about a month behind where I'm actually at on YouTube, but it's the only way that I can keep the blog ticking over. So I generally write my blog posts around a month in advance, and as I said, I stagger it every 3 days. Now, I appreciate if maybe I put a little bit more effort into the blog, I might get a little bit more back, but I don't think the rewards are as big as maybe I would like them to be for the effort that I put in. So I'm quite happy to put an hour in a week and keep the blog ticking over. I think it's worthwhile doing that, although I have to admit there's a little bit inside of me that thinks maybe I should just stop the blog because I'm not really getting that much reward from it. As I said, except it does help bring the traffic in. Now, I'd love to know what you think about blogs. Do you own a blog? Do you read blogs? Do you think they're worthwhile, or do you think they're old hats, what with podcasts and YouTube, etc.? Do we really need blogs anymore? Let me know in the comments box below what you think. Beam me up.